Tori here. I'm back to do my spring TBR. I'm actually going to try my hardest to follow it this year. I did do really well with my fall TBR, like my Halloween themed TBR. So I am going to try a little bit harder to actually read these books before June. And I have 10 books on my list. And what I'm going to do is every 2 books on my TBR that I have for the month, I'm going to try to tackle one of these. That's my plan of attack anyway. But let's get into it. I have a nice balance of contemporary, fantasy, a couple of thrillers. Most of these I got from ALA or from publishers. Actually, all of these I got from publishers, but one was sent to me. I didn't get it at ALA. But and one's from New York City Comic Con. But let's dive into it. So the first book I'm going to chat about is one that I did get from New York City Comic Con. It comes out in April. It's from Penguin, I think. Yeah. And it's called Girls Save the World in this one. And I think that these 4 girls wind up going to a con, and then an apocalypse happens outside the convention center, and it kind of comes into the convention center. It sounds so sweet, and since BEA got pushed back, everything got pushed back, I'm kind of in the mood for a con read, and I have a couple of them on my shelves, but this one sounds so adorable and so fun. And we're kind of in the middle of kind of a pandemic, so I think a lighter read will probably make me laugh. And I love books about cons, so this is one of the first books that is on my TBR. It does actually come out in April, but I would love to actually dive into it pretty fast. Another book that I picked up from ALA was Elysium Girls from Cat Pentecost. This was from Disney. It comes out in April. This one is one of the only pure fantasy books on this read. It's from a lush, dazzling original new voice in YA fantasy. Comes an epic clash of witches, gods, demons as the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. I think that sounds awesome. I don't know what it's about at all, but I normally like Disney books, so I hope to dive into this pretty fast as well. This is another Disney book. This is my only historical. Actually, I have another historical fiction book, but it's called The Enigma Name. It's by Elizabeth Wen, who also wrote Codename Verity. And it's set in 1940. There's an endless war, and I think it involves it actually features beloved characters from Codename Verity and the Pearl Thief. And it's I think it deals with a cipher. I think this young girl is trying to solve a cipher, which actually sounds awesome. I haven't read a whole lot of historical fiction. I've been dying to kind of go into it, so this might be a perfect start for me. And if I like this one, I might dive in and read Codename Verity and the Pearl Thief and see if I like those as well. This is one that I'm super excited about. This was from Tortine. I got this from at ALA, and it's Movies, Mansions, and Murder in the Golden Age of Hollywood. I love historical fiction. I love murder mysteries. This sounds perfect, and I really hope to fly through it. This cover's so pretty as well. But this comes out in June, so I do have a little bit of time to read this one. The rest are mostly contemporaries that I did get from ALA. The first one is Say Yes Summer. This kind of reminds me of The Night We Said Yes, but I think it's about a girl who, she kind of plans her whole life. She's going to college, and she kind of takes the summer for her and just say yes to everything that comes in her path. This one comes out May 12th. It's super short. It's not even 300 pages, which means I could probably read it in probably a day if I try. Really excited for this one. Another book that I've heard very good things about is The 4 Days of You and Me by Miranda Keneally. This follows a couple every year on May 7th. So every day on May 7th, you meet up with this couple and see what happens to them. I think that's such a cool premise for a YA novel. I really hope that I like it. And this book comes out in May. I don't know what day it comes out. It comes out May 5th, actually. So. Another book that I wanted picking up from ALA was by Amanda Siglet. And this is a book about a young girl who makes up a dating guide based around Pride and Prejudice and books like that. But when she meets a boy who doesn't exactly go according to plan, she may have to ditch her guide after all. And this one comes out in May as well. The summary may not be totally accurate, but that's what I think it's about. The next one is Throw Like a Girl by Sarah Henning. This actually, I don't know when this came out. I thought it came out in January, but I think it might have come out later, actually. I think it might have got pushed. But this is Friday Night Lights meets Mort and the Unexpected and Everything in the swoon-worthy contemporary debut where romance meets underdog sports story. And this is about a girl named Liv who she winds up getting kicked out of her prestigious prep school and winds up going to the local high school, and she winds up having to be I think, to join the football team as this gentleman's young replacement so she can ultimately get on the girls softball team in the spring. And I think romance, hilarity, and drama probably ensues. But it sounds so cute. And I've actually been liking sports movies a little bit more. I'm watching Pitch, which is from which is like an older TV show, but I am watching that. So hopefully this will kind of float with me with that and see if I like it as well. The next one I'm super excited about. It's actually on my April TBR. That's Verona Comments by Jennifer Dugan. I wasn't the big fan of this author's first book, Hot Dog Girl, but I love books about conventions and Comic-Con. And you basically follow Jubilee, whose mom owns an indie comic shop, and Ridley, whose parents are holding the biggest comic book chain in the country. Their paths wind up crossing at a convention, and I think it's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet inspired story. But it sounds so cute, and I really hope that I enjoy it. And the last book that's on this TBR is Malice by Pintrip Dunn. I did get this from Entangled Teen. It was sent to me. I think that this is like a science fiction adventure story. What I know, a boy in my school will wipe out a third of a population with a virus. What I don't know is who he is. Oh, this is going to be interesting to read since we're dealing with the coronavirus. But I really hope that I like it. I normally like Entangled Teen books a lot. So these are all the books that are on my spring TBR. I will keep you guys updated. I will definitely check in with you guys in maybe like June, early June, late June, and let you guys know how I have finished these. But this is the plan of attack that I have right now. But I hope you guys are staying safe, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye.